Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Aditya Iyer. I'm the co-founder of NeoTrader, and I'm really happy and excited to be doing this particular session, live market session for all of you Neo traders once again. Okay, so it is one more day for us to analyze the markets, and today is a day when we will be looking at some of the macro cues that are coming into the market. Yes, so yesterday we got some news on on the industrial growth, on inflation, and that is what is taking the market's attention right now. So our industrial growth, as per the index, the IIP surged to 19.6% in May, which was and retail inflation. Okay, retail inflation was 7.01%. Okay, so now when it comes to retail inflation, the RBI's forecast was 7.5%, I think. So we are more or less at, I think, 7.05, and we were at 7.01 or something. So nothing too much in terms of beating expectations. One thing we need to know is that although it looks like it was slightly below the estimate that the RBI had thought of, RBI has something called a tolerance band, and that tolerance band is between 2 to 6%. Okay, and right now where we are is we are way higher than the upper band of 6%. In fact, it's been 4 months in a row when we've been above that 6% band, and I think almost for 8-9 months we've been above the the lower band. So yes, inflation is something that the RBI needs to tackle, and it's going to be a big news item that is going to affect the trends going forward. But when we have a look at the Nifty, what we see is that the SGX is marginally flat. So that is one thing that we have noticed. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be analyzing the Nifty and the Bank Nifty for all of you guys, like I do every day. But this time I have added some new studies in my analysis. So earlier we saw that what was happening was that Nifty, this entire fall that we had from the top, has been fraught with a lot of gaps. Okay, lots and lots of gaps. The latest one being at 16,000. So these gap zones have proved to be very robust for our analysis, but now going forward, we need to add new elements and new flavor to our analysis to sort of get a better picture of where the Nifty and the Bank Nifty is going to go. So what we're going to do is we are going to now use Fibonacci retracements, and we are also going to use Ichimoku to go and to analyze the whole market. All right. So that is what we will do, and that is how we can all get started, as always, with the Nifty first. So yes, so the first thing that I would like to say, and this is something that I've been saying for very long, is that the 16,000 level that we are seeing is going to be a very durable resistance. Okay, support, sorry, not resistance, support. And why do I say that? Because we have multiple clusters that are, coming in. Their multiple technical analysis based patterns are and indicators are showing us a buy at that level. So of course 16,000 becomes of very crucial importance. So here we go, here is 16,000. Okay, so now what I've done here is I have actually drawn a retracement, okay, of the entire fall. So I used a simple Fibonacci retracement to mark it right from the top all the way to the bottom. And what I was seeing is 61.8% zone, okay, is exactly at 16,200. If you see, we had drawn this yellow line, which was our resistance line, and which is at 16,170. Right, so the 61.8% retracement is also coming at the same point of around 16,170. So I would hold this 16,170 line in very important stead. So 16170 is going to act as an important resistance, and of course 16,000 will be a vital support that we need to look at. Okay, so these are two things that we have to sort of take out if the Nifty has to remain bullish, and if we have to see some up moves on the Nifty. I have been explaining the importance of these levels to all of you for many days now, and even you guys will see that how important these levels really are, because the market is always going to these levels and either facing supply or facing facing demand, and that is what is influencing the entire move in the index. Okay, so these are the two levels that we want to see from an intraday perspective. So all people who are going to see from intraday, please note these two down. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this particular retracement because it'll make it confusing for all of you, and I am going to now add an Ichimoku. Okay, and when I add the Ichimoku, what do I see? I see that we have our cloud on top, and we have our TS and KS lines here. So I honestly believe that these levels of Ichimoku are going to act as the next sort of support and resistance zone. So I've already told you 16,000 on the way down, and if I have a look at this particular confluence that I'm seeing here, I'm seeing my former price action line, which is in yellow. I can see the TS and KS line, which are in red and green, and approximately all of these are pointing out to 15,880 over here. So 15,880 again comes to be another important multi-day support. Okay, so 15,880 also is a line and a zone that you can keep in mind for the Nifty. So please note all of these down. It's going to be tremendously useful in your analysis today. And now I'm going to make matters easier for people who feel that these is analyzing these charts are too much. I have a very simple solution for all of you. All we do is I use NeoTrader. I go to NeoTrader, I choose this page called Stock Analyzer, and when I go to the Stock Analyzer page, because I'm doing end of day, I will choose multi-day, and when I come here, I have all my levels written here. So approximately we are at this is where we are right now, and if I look at this TS and KS line 15,893 and 15,848, so that's why approximately I gave you that 15,880 level here, which is approximately in between both of these. Okay, and when I look at the resistances, I see that the first particular in case 16,000 holds, okay, we may see an up move on the Nifty, and if that up move holds, the first resistance that we will face is going to be 16,450. That will be you can take it your T1 on your Nifty for a long, and 16,925 can be your T2. What we have here is going to be your multi-day SL. Okay, so that is more or less how you can see it. Pretty simple, yeah. And you can follow all of these levels that are given over here. Okay, so that was for the Nifty. I hope all of you guys have taken note of everything that I'm saying. It is important that you do that. Okay, even when I look at the option data, I find that the max pain for the Nifty is at 16,100, and I also did a lot of analysis on the options yesterday, which more or less is going to hold true today as well. Okay, so that is something that you all can have a look at. Now let's move to the Bank Nifty. When I move to the Bank Nifty, the first thing that I see is that the overall trend in the Bank Nifty seems to be extremely positive. Okay, I won't say extremely positive, I'll say far better than the Nifty. If I take this, okay, I'm going to hide some of the indicators now so that it becomes more clear. I'll put it on later. Okay, I've hidden the Ichimoku now. I can't hide all of these lines. It'll take away too much of time. So let's see this. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of see draw a Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. And we saw earlier that the Nifty had retraced 61.8. Let us see what's happening to the Bank Nifty. So if yesterday I showed all of you people a ratio chart of the Nifty and the Bank Nifty and how that is going, how the Nifty is underperforming the Bank Nifty and how the Bank Nifty is outperforming. That is what I showed you yesterday, and today I'm explaining the same point with the use of the Fibonacci retracement, where Nifty is only retraced 61.8, but Bank Nifty has retraced 78.6. So different technical indicators I am showing you and I am using here in order to reiterate the same point because it is very important to know for us as traders to know what stocks are the leaders of the market and what index is leading the market, whether the Nifty is leading or the Bank Nifty is leading. Our entire approach will have to change accordingly, because the way, suppose if Nifty is leading, we will have to look at the market and look at our trading in a totally different standpoint compared to the Bank Nifty. Because if I'll tell you one thing, the Bank Nifty is patronized by traders. It is patronized by people like prop book people who are trading. So the sentiment plays a very big role when the Bank Nifty is leading the market. At the same time, when you look at the Nifty is operated, the Nifty is controlled, and the Nifty is mainly I would say it is mainly participated. Okay, the main participants on the Nifty are always institutions. Okay, so when the Nifty is leading the market, you can sort of get an idea that the institutions are at play, and big trends are made normally when institutions are there. When traders are patronizing the market, the volatility could be higher, the movements could be a little more active and aggressive compared to what we are seeing. So that is why it is very important to always keep checking that which index is actually leading the market, whether the Nifty is leading or the Bank Nifty is leading, or if the mid cap and small cap index is leading. If the mid cap and small cap index is what is leading the market, that is an indication that the retail activity is very high, because retail traders, retail investors, people like me, who are like small retail investors, we like to put our money, right? All of us, we like to put our money in mid cap stocks, small cap stocks, because that is of fancy to many of us. But when you look at institutional fund managers, big mutual funds, they don't buy small cap, mid cap unless they have a specific mandate in a fund. They mainly prefer investing in the Nifty FNO stocks or the Nifty 50 stocks. When you go to FIIs, right, they end up putting their money on index funds, on the index, or on the top 10 stocks, or on high dividend yield stocks. So depending on how the stocks are behaving, you will get an idea who's in play in the market. Okay, so that is why it is very important to be seeing all of these things. Okay, so yes, now we are on the Bank Nifty. I'm going to go and I'm going to now hide this retracement again. What I wanted to show you, I have shown you, and the 78.6 level is coming at 35,270. I have given all of you this level of 35,150 here. Okay, so clearly 35,150 is the level. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be adding a layer of Ichimoku to see what we can get. So when I look at Ichimoku now, I can see that the Bank Nifty is entered the cloud. When the Bank Nifty is inside the cloud, what that means is that the top and bottom end of the cloud will act as support resistance for the Bank Nifty. So that is why I'll just go, instead of plotting all of that out on the chart, I'll just make life easy for everyone and just show it in NeoTrader. So that is something that we'll do. Okay, let us go here and let us write Bank Nifty, and let me write go and let me choose multi-day. Okay, so it is, I will have to wait for the pre-open data to load. So I will have to come and check this at 9:08. So right now the pre-open data processing is happening. So that is when we will get the levels for both the Bank Nifty on the cloud. So we will just have to wait for a bit for that to happen. So let us wait and let us see. Okay. Till that particular thing happens. In the meantime, what we can do is we can go and we can check out the stocks. And when we start looking at stocks, there are some really interesting charts that I identified yesterday. So last night, what I was doing is that I was just looking at various pages of NeoTrader and seeing what are these stocks that are screaming out to me. And I found many items from. So let me start. Especially in Ichimoku, I found a lot of items on daily. Okay, I will show you that right now. So I'm going to turn 30-60 off and I'm only going to keep daily on. तो सिर्फ daily chart के हिसाब से देखेंगे आज. Okay, let me start with the stock that is on bullish and I'm going to choose the first filter, that is close crosses cloud. ठीक है, इसमें कुछ नहीं है. CS crosses cloud. So over here I found Concor. So let me just go and let me check out Concor. I've been seeing Concor for many days in various sort of bullish modules. Okay, various technical analysis based modules are screaming and telling me that Concor is bullish, but Concor is not a stock that I trade so much. Okay, I prefer trading more active stocks. So Concor may not be one of the stocks on my list for intraday. But if you're seeing from a multi-day perspective, this is something that can become interesting because I'll tell you why. Over here, I see this particular thing here is a CS line. It's called Chiku span. और ये जो है बीच में, that is a cloud. I find that the CS line has come out of the cloud. The price also is out of the cloud. Price is above TS, KS, everything on the daily chart. So yes, Concor is something that we can keep in our radar, but for a more multi-day perspective, intraday में इसमें signal आया तो भी हम ले सकते हैं, but please note that it is not the fastest mover. Okay, so if when we do intraday, we need all these fast-moving stocks. Okay, so next I'll look at TS and KS bullish cross, and when I look at TS KS bullish cross, I get 4 stocks over here, and the first stock is especially of interest to me, Adani Ports, because Adani Ports is a good stock to trade during the day. And when I put Adani Ports, what do I get here? I see that Adani Ports has crossed both its TS and KS lines here. हाँ, TS KS line दोनों उसने क्रॉस कर दिया, बट सामने आके क्लाउड पे वो आ गया. ठीक है, so although the stock is shown some bullishness, okay, it is gone and it is facing some resistance on the cloud, and I'm seeing that it has been like rising for a few days. If I see this chart, the stock has been rising for a few days over here, and it is gone and it is facing resistance on the cloud. और यहाँ पे एक sort of lower wick आ गया. So now 2 things can happen. Either this can be like a potential reversal candidate, that is one, or second, it can sort of show some stronger movement and get into the cloud. So if it sort of breaks the first resistance here of the cloud, the second resistance will be on top of the cloud. So that is one thing that we can see. Okay, so either ways, if it breaks and goes up also, or if it takes resistance and goes down, either ways, it is going to be an interesting trading candidate for us. Okay, so that is one thing we can see in Adani Ports. Okay, so yes, Adani Ports can be interesting for us, and I have Muthoot Fin over here. So I see that, but like one thing I do notice is that the Ichimoku score, the bull score, the bear score is more than the bull score. Okay, that is something that you need to know. Bear score is more. ऊपर cloud है, शायद 5-6 दिन से ऊपर ये Adani Port is going. Maybe we may have to see it from that particular perspective. Okay, Then next there is Marico, there is Muthoot Fin, there is Bain. So let me check out Muthoot Fin now. That is the next stock I want to see. That is Muthoot Fin. Muthoot Fin. Again, so what I'm seeing in Muthoot Fin is that both of these stocks, okay, they were going up and they've been falling down for a few days, but they've gone and somewhat seem to have taken support over here around these lines. So they've broken below these lines, but I can see that in pre-open today it seems to be slightly positive. So again Muthoot Fin also sort of in a make or break point. Either it can take support here and go back to the cloud, okay, and if that particular thing happens, then that will also justify this particular reaction that we are seeing from the bottom as a reversal. If that doesn't happen, it will take resistance at this point and it might come down. So again a pretty interesting setup in Muthoot Finance also that you all can keep in your radar. Okay, so like why am I showing you stocks that can go both ways? Because like right now we are at that make or break point in the market as well, and we are in that make or break point for many stocks as well. Okay, that is exactly why I'm doing this more detailed analysis and showing you a more wider picture. Okay, let us go to CS bullish, and when I go to CS bullish, what I want to see is I want to see all of those stocks that are showing rank 1 and that are showing good score along with rank 1. So all these stocks are in rank 1. TVS Motor Tak, all of these 10 stocks are there. But when I see from these 10 stocks, Hero Moto, Bosch, Jubilant Food, Abbott India and TVS Motor, these are the stocks with 77 and above. ITC and M&M also 70 के score में शायद मैं इसको ले लूँ. They are almost close, and M&M is like the only stock that I found that is CS rank 1 both in daily and weekly both. Okay, so ITC and M&M also maybe I can consider. SBI card is there. SBI card also is showing a lot of it's showing up in lot of modules, but score is low, 35. Indian Hotel में भी काफ़ी अच्छा न्यूज़ वगैरह सब आ रहा था, मूवमेंट आ रहा है, but again 35. MRF, see MRF again is not a stock that we can keep trading because it's not a stock that trades very well. Okay, so ये तीन है. So these stocks I will continue to keep on my bullish week वाला watch list. Okay, so now same thing I will do for my bearish stocks. If I go here, these are all CS rank 1 में I'm only getting very few. Emphasis, NMDC, TCS, Reliance, ONGC, HDFC Life. That's it. These are all the stocks that I'm getting today. HDFC Life has a score of 35 only, so that is out. बाकी सब कुछ I can retain and I can put it on my bearish watch list. So that is something that I can retain. So yes, I've got my stocks also doing Ichimoku, and now I have 4 more minutes to go before the market opens. So yes, I'm going to go and I'm going to see some potential reversal candidates. Okay, so BSoft was a potential reversal candidate. कल भी था, अपने को रिवर्सल आया नहीं, आज भी है. इतना याद रखो, मैंने आपको इंडिया मार्क का ट्रेड दिखाया था. The longer it stays in potential reversal, the longer it takes to show that reversal. On the day of reversal, उतना बड़ा reversal हम लोग को मिलता है, उतना बड़ा movement मिलता है. So the longer it takes, the bigger the movement we get. So that is something that we have seen, and I'm seeing that IOC and BSoft is there. So we will have to wait for the market to open. Lot of bad news around IOC. Okay, so that is something that you need to see. IOC के around बहुत bad news है. So but it has been falling for a while. And let us see आज उस पे अगर whether all the sellers in anticipation of this news they have already sold or there is still more room to go. We will know in exactly 4 minutes. Okay, the next stock that is there is but we can be ready with this stock IOC. BSoft. Okay, BSoft is the next one. It is falling for a while. Okay, and finally यहाँ पे एक lower shadow आया, like यहाँ पे एक high wave candle आया, और अभी आज देखते हैं अगर इस पे रिवर्सल आता है कि नहीं. इट इज बीन देयर सिंस येस्टरडे इन पोटेंशियल रिवर्सल. सो BSoft is going to be another stock that we might have to track. Okay, bearish में क्या है, अडानी पोर्ट्स. मैंने आपको क्या बताया अडानी पोर्ट्स के बारे में, ये देखो यहाँ पे है. लेट मी राइट अडानी पोर्ट्स. This is the exact analysis that I did and showed you. I told you it is going up for a while, but सामने there is a cloud और वहाँ पे उसने एक shadow भी बनाया. So अडानी पोर्ट्स potential reversal के लिए हमको दिखना ही है आज, for like as and when the market opens. And unlike other stocks, right, ये stocks अभी भी उसका trend negative है. नीचे से it is trying to give a reaction. Okay, yeah. So it is something that we will have to see. Next is Apollo Tyre, MRF, Can Bank, DLF, Oberoi, Reality. Okay, I'll look at. Okay, interesting to note that two tire stocks are there, Apollo Tyre and MRF, on potential reversal. Yeah, and also I have DLF and Oberoi Reality. So two tire stocks and two reality stocks. Interesting to see. So let us go to DLF first and see what's happening in DLF. Again, I'm seeing the same thing in DLF also. It's been rising for a while and it has gone almost on top, almost on the top end of the band. So today it can either reverse today, okay, or it can maybe we may see a couple of more days where it holds, and then maybe we can look for a reversal. Although it has come very close to its resistance level, so we need to keep an eye on DLF. DLF is one of those stocks that trade very well, so it may make sense to look at DLF. And let us look at Oberoi Reality. Almost same setup in Oberoi Reality, but between the two I find that Oberoi had a more one-way movement compared to DLF. So maybe but DLF seems to be it is more or less the same. So Oberoi Reality and DLF, very similar setups. So we can have a look at both of them right now. Okay, so I have discussed many charts, and it is 9:15 and it is time for the market to open. So let us see what is happening once the market opens, guys. So let us go here. Let us go to the chart of the Nifty. Let's see what's happening on the Nifty. So we have a pretty 63 points in the positive Nifty, 81 points on the Bank Nifty. So I'm just opening the intraday chart first. So yes, we've got a gap up movement from the Nifty all the way up till R1. It is gone, which has taken the Nifty above its pivots, and it is at 16,128. The level that I spoke of was 16,170 as the bare minimum that it needs to do to remain bullish, right? And if I look at the R3 level, it is close to 16,200. Okay, so we have got a gap up on the Nifty. What we need to do is we will wait for it to sort of settle for the first 5 minutes and see whether we are getting any follow through price action. Let's look at the Bank Nifty, and I find that the Bank Nifty is slightly gave a less positive open compared to the Nifty today. What was happening in the past many days was that even at the open, the Bank Nifty looked much more robust. But today what is happening is that the Nifty seems to be giving a better move, better open than the Bank Nifty. Although it is too early to say, we will have to wait for this first 5 minutes candle to complete, and we will have to wait to see if we are going to be getting any gap up and follow through. That is what we need to be checking on both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. If I go to the dashboard, what do I see on the dashboard? I'll turn this dashboard to from close to open. Yeah, and when I do that, I can see let's have a look at all the top gaining stocks. Tata Communication here, L&T is another stock, Hind Petro, Bata, Mindtree, Shriram Transport, Jindal Steel, Coromandel. All okay. Hindustan Unilever is here, Bosch is here. So maybe you can go and check out the chart of Bosch. Bosch is one of those stocks in the positive. Yeah, Britannia is also here. PI Industries also. I saw PI Industries somewhere. I think on Haikanashi I saw PI Industries. So that is also a chart that you can go and check out. Indian Hotel also is in the positive. Okay, Hindalco, VDL also I saw over here. Hindustan Copper is also here. Jindal Steel is also there. Okay, so pretty much pretty mixed open, I would say. Let me go to the Nifty and see. Let us check out what is happening to all our high weighted stocks. So when I go to the Nifty, what I see is I see that L&T, Hindustan Unilever, Eicher, SBI, Britannia, Bajaj Finserv. Okay, so Tata Motors is here in the positive, Nestle in the positive, Titan in the positive, M&M in the positive, Kotak Bank also. Bajaj Finance is flat, TCS is flat, Asian Paint is flat, whereas Reliance also more or less is flat. Okay, so so at first instance, what I see is that I don't see anything dragging the Nifty down right now. Okay, and I see some decent stocks on the upside. Although nothing has become dark green, even on the stocks that are, say, positive, I'm seeing some high weighted stocks being positive, like Bajaj Finserv, like Hindustan Unilever, Nestle, Titan, M&M, Kotak Bank. Okay, all of these stocks, SBI, all of these stocks are Tata Motors. These are all, ITC also is in the positive. Yeah, so HDFC Bank also, HDFC Bank and HDFC not in the negative. They are flat, but they are not moved to the negative right now. Okay, so they are still at that 0%, 0 point this, which is flat. So the breadth is not overly bullish. At the same time, I would say that clearly the breadth is not bearish. So what we would want to see on the Nifty is some follow through price action after this gap has happened. So let the first 5 minutes go. Okay, let us wait for some time to check out some follow through price action on the Nifty chart. Now let us move to the Bank Nifty, and I'm sure Kotak Bank will be playing a role on the Bank Nifty. SBI, yeah, SBI is the leader. Bank of Baroda is second, PNB, IDFC, Federal Bank. Okay, so I don't have very clear leadership on the Bank Nifty today. Okay, none of these stocks that I'm seeing here are leaders. So leadership is missing today on the Bank Nifty. SBI alone can't pull the Bank Nifty up. What we will need is, we will need for our man Kotak and HDFC Bank and Axis and IndusInd at least, or and ICICI. These are the main players on the Bank Nifty. ये लोग को ऊपर खींचना पड़ेगा Bank Nifty को, तो ही अपने को थोड़ा उसमें मूवमेंट दिखाई देगा. अकेला SBI cannot do the heavy lifting for the Bank Nifty. So yeah, so that is what we will have to see. And if I go and look at the chart of the Bank Nifty, again I'm seeing that it is more or less flat. Again, I want to see the high and low of this broken. So that is R1 here. We want to see R1 getting crossed, and we want to see the pivot holding on the downside. Simple. Intraday, what we have to see on the Bank Nifty. Same way on the Nifty as well. I want to see R1 getting crossed, and I want to see the pivot getting held on. So yeah, both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, it is abundantly clear what we have to do. Okay, and let us go now to the Bank Nifty on the stock analyzer page, and here we are. All our data is updated now on the Bank Nifty after the market has opened. And if I go to multi-day, I find that it is in neutral, and the 35,000 is like the lower end of the cloud. So let me go to the daily chart and see what is happening on the daily chart of Bank Nifty. When I go to the daily chart here, I see approximately 35,000 is the lower end of the cloud. So, and 35,250 is like our price action zone. So it is at close to 35,250. So technically it is at support right now. So if that 35,250 support holds, it can go and test the top end of the cloud. If 35,250 doesn't hold, 35,000 is like the bottom end of the cloud. It can take support over there. And if you want the exact level of the top end of the cloud, it is nothing but 35,883, which is your the SSB. ये वाला जो लेवल लिखा है यहाँ पे, ये रेजिस्टेंस है और ये सपोर्ट है. ये इधर मैं R लिखता हूँ और यहाँ पे let me write here resistance, and here I can write support. Okay, you can see that. And if you want to see the same thing on the chart, you can go here and you can see this over here. Your resistance is here, your one support is over here, the next support, it's also coincides with the next price action zone. So the bottom end of the cloud is also coinciding with our other price action zone that is there. So it is pretty good. The top end I would say is around what is this, 35,883 here where we are, and the bottom one will be around 35,000. ठीक है, तो ये more or less what we have over here. Okay, yeah, that is what we need to see, and that is how we can go about with our moves on both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. As of right now, we will need to wait. Okay, we will need to wait to see what is happening here. As of ठीक है, तो इस पे कुछ अपने को जंप मारना नहीं है, कोई भी ट्रेड पे अभी अपने को वेट एंड वॉच करना है. ठीक है. Good morning. Any input on why Eicher Motors tanked 3% yesterday? Let us go and look at the daily chart of Eicher Motor. Okay, and let us see what happened in Eicher. एक तो you need to know one thing. ठीक है, when a stock is in such a roaring uptrend, okay, when it is so high and when it is at such an uptrend, a fall of 2, 3, 4, 5% means absolutely nothing on the stock, because अगर इतना ऊपर वो गया है, ठीक है, और वो even if it falls by 3%, it does not change the direction of the trend. It is like merely a pullback. So that is one thing that happens in stocks that are on very good trends. I will show you how. Okay, इस पे आप हमने देखा कि 3% का fall आया, but I can see our TSKS line is here and cloud is here. Even with the fall of yesterday, it has neither breached any of the TS or KS lines, and it is way above the cloud as well. So when stocks are moving up, there will be days when there will be some corrections, but what we need to see is whether the trend has changed or not. And because it is above all our key levels here, there has been no damage to the trend, right? So that is why we can continue to remain bullish in Eicher, because if I see the current price here, ये देखो अभी current price is 2972. Okay, it is above the lower band, above the upper band, above the KS line, okay, and above the TS line. So currently, even so, the fall of yesterday has not damaged the trend. But yes, one thing is that stocks that are very trended, they can fall about 10, 15 and 20% also sometimes, and still the trend will remain unchanged. You will still have to hold and continue. At such times, you need to be able to withstand all of that. So affordability becomes a very, very, very big factor. So that is something you need to see. HCL Tech is looking like a good short candidate. Okay, let us check out HCL Tech का कल result भी था. Overall IT sector भी थोड़ा down था, and I think I saw some short addition in HCL Tech. Let me go and check. Shorts added में जाऊँगा तो yeah, here it is. See, shorts added में HCL Tech था और TCS था. So new short positions are being added in these stocks. Okay, so HCL Tech is over here. Am I seeing like what other DLF narrow 7 crossed? Oh, okay, very good, Dinmani. I like narrow 7 on CPR is something that everyone should pay attention to. Yeah, and that is something that you need to see. वो बहुत अच्छा item है, like narrow 7. Dinmani is someone who is paying attention to that. That is good. DLF भी उसने identify करके रखा है. तो Dinmani, the moment any signal comes in DLF, please highlight on the chat and I will discuss with everyone. Okay, so I was looking at HCL Tech HCL, what other signal, matlab what exact signal did you see, what exactly did you see on HCL Tech? You please write on the chat so we can analyze that. So ये सब ही है अभी. ओके ठीक है. डेली में या हाँ एग्जैक्टली यर अगेन डेली में हाइकनाशी डेली ऑल्सो आई फाउंड न्यू ट्रेंड बेरिश अगेन HCL टेक. सो क्लियरली कुछ तो है. सो व्हाट क्लिंटन हैज आइडेंटिफाइड इज नॉट रॉन्ग. और अगर एंड इफ क्लिंटन हैज आइडेंटिफाइड अ स्टॉक, पक्का कुछ ना कुछ है ही उसमें. अदरवाइज ही वोंट राइट ऑन द चैट. HCL टेक अभी देखते हैं. पहली बात तो HCL टेक में लाइक व्हाट हैपेंड हियर. फर्स्ट वी आर सीइंग द डेली चार्ट. ओके डेली चार्ट पे वो नीचे आया, यहाँ से वो रैली मारने का ट्राई मारा. दिस इज नॉट इवन अ रैली, थोड़ा साइडवेज इट ट्राई टू गो साइडवेज, बट पूरा रेजिस्टेंस लेके फट करके नीचे आ गया. तो क्लियरली द ट्रेंड इज बेरिश. ओके 2% मार्क में आ रहा है, तो हमारा डार्क रेड में भी आया होगा वो. ओके एंड if I go to the ये charts, I am seeing that it is almost giving me an S3 sort of breakout here. And let me go to rolling ticker. Okay, and let me see rolling ticker now. And let's go and let me put camera on rolling ticker and see what I'm getting. Am I getting HCL Tech in negative? No, not yet. लेट मी पुट डॉन में डालता हूँ, सब कुछ ही डाल देता हूँ. ओपनिंग गैप डालता हूँ. ओके पोटेंशियल रिवर्सल में डालता हूँ. ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आई विल पुट योर प्रीवियस डे, प्रीवियस वीक, बीबी कट. ओके and इसमें let me see if anything has come in HCL Tech. Okay, here I have score of 1, BB cut, previous day low broken, सब कुछ आ गया इसमें. दुनिया भर का अपने को सिग्नल मिल गया HCL Tech में. अभी कुछ नहीं करना है, अभी बस HCL Tech में S3 का भी ब्रेकआउट आ गया. ओके तो अभी आप लोग को आइडिया आ गया व्हाट यू नीड टू डू ऑन HCL Tech. अभी आप लोग मेरे को बताओ, आप लोग HCL Tech में व्हाट यू विल डू, वेदर यू विल वांट टू टेक दिस शॉर्ट ट्रेड और नो. Please tell me on the chat what you people will do now in HCL Tech. You tell me. Okay, क्लिंटन ने आइडेंटिफाई करके आप लोग सबको दे दिया है. यहाँ पे अभी रोलिंग टिकर में फुल ये सारा का सारा डेट आज का है 9/16 ऑनवर्ड्स. नहीं सॉरी फ्रॉम ईयर, सी फ्रॉम ईयर. यहाँ पे प्रीवियस डे लो, कैमेरिया 1, बीबी कट. सो व्हाट विल वी डू? ओके सो व्हाट विल वी डू इन दिस थिंग नाउ? सारे के सारे में HCL Tech आया है. सो व्हाट टू डू? अभी यू गाइज विल डिसाइड. हाँ, शुड वी गो लॉन्ग और शुड वी गो शॉर्ट? शुड वी गो शॉर्ट? शुड वी गो शॉर्ट हियर और शुड वी वेट? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? शुड वी गो शॉर्ट हियर और शुड वी वेट? हम अभी अपने को शॉर्ट जाना है कि अपने को ये 5 मिनट कैंडल का वेट करना है? आप लोग लिखो अभी, लाइक राइट ऑन द चैट एंड टेल मी. फर्स्ट पर्सन हु शुड से इज क्लिंटन. आप बोलो पहले. आप इसको यहाँ पे शॉर्ट करोगे कि 5 मिनट के लिए वेट करोगे और उसके बाद यू विल शॉर्ट? एंड ओके इफ यू आर गोइंग टू शॉर्ट राइट नाउ, वेयर यू विल पुट योर टारगेट, वेयर यू विल पुट योर स्टॉप लॉस, all of those things please tell me. Okay, like Vinayagam will wait for a short. Clinton has already shorted. Jay Kumar also will short right now. Jay Kumar Menon will short after 5 minutes. Okay, ठीक है. तो mixed response आ रहा है. Let us see who else. What about all of you others? Okay, 4 minutes is there. 9:36 को the candle will get completed. 9:35 3 मिनट है. So 9:36 को अपने को आइडिया आएगा. Okay, what to do? Target 891 and 922. ठीक है. So let us now in the meantime हमारे पास 3 मिनट है, तो हम इसी पे स्टॉक एनालाइजर पे जाके इस पे थोड़ा टाइम पास करते हैं. ओके, HCL टेक लिखते हैं यहाँ पे. हाँ, एंड एक तो HCL टेक तो हमने देख लिया, डाउन ट्रेंड में ही है ये. It is a stock in downtrend. Okay, over here the momentum dial is in neutral. Stock is between S3 to S4. तो S4 level क्या है? S4 अपना the S4 level is 894. S4 is 894. S3 is 909. Okay, and the current price is 906. Now I want to go and see one thing in HCL Tech, whether CPR is narrow or CPR is wide. Let us go and first check that, and whether it is there in wide 7 or narrow 7. Because if the CPR is wide, many times what happens is S3 R3 पे move खत्म हो जाता है. Okay, so we need to be a little careful about that, whether it is wide or narrow. वो जाके हम लोग चेक करते हैं. हम हमारे पास 2 minutes और है. 9:35 को the candle will close, so no need to panic. हाँ, here is my CPR wide. यहाँ पे मेरे को HCL Tech दिख रहा है. CPR wide में HCL Tech नहीं दिख रहा है, तो CPR is also not wide. And let me go here. इसमें है HCLT. So all I need to do now, I need to go do Control F and write HCL Tech. Level 1 में है. CPR is gap में है and level 1 में. Okay, तो it is not there in wide. Narrow नहीं है, but neither is it wide. तो ठीक है, we can bet for a breakout below S3 in this because the CPR is not wide. Okay, so now one more minute to go. Okay, now one more minute. So let us see what has gone and happened on this chart. And okay, अभी 1 minute है, और 1 minute के बाद आप लोग, all the people who said no that I will wait for 5 minutes to close, आप लोग को अभी 1 minute के बाद आप लोग को वापस बोलना है कि what you will do on the stock. If it cuts 900 and holds down, we'll get in for a target of positional. ठीक है, वो भी कर सकते हैं, बट अभी फिलहाल के लिए ये ट्रेड का बताओ, ये इंट्राडे वाला ट्रेड का बताओ. पोजिशनल का जो है ना, व्हाट टू डू इन पोजिशनल, दैट वी विल सी एट 3 बजे को देखेंगे. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे विल सी वेदर दिस शुड बी कन्वर्टेड टू पोजिशनल और नो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द डेली चार्ट. बट राइट नाउ यू से नाउ ओके 9:35. सो व्हाट विल ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज डू? All of you people who said I will wait for 5 minutes, अभी आप लोग बोलो, अभी like what are we going to do right now? All the guys who said I am going to wait, अभी लिखो. हाँ, ये लो, मैंने और उसको zoom करके कर दिया अभी. All of you people who said I will wait for 5 minutes, and all of you people who said that I have already gotten in, अभी आप लोग बताओ what you are going to do. लिखो on the chat. Jay Kumar Menon says short. Okay. Are you going to short right now or are you going to wait for another 5 minutes now? वो मेरे को बोलो. Will go and sell at 914 price. Okay. 914 में you will go and you will sell. 914 किधर है अभी? 914 is over here. Okay, so what you're doing is you're saying that ये जो former 2 candles का जो high है 914 के आसपास, not the high, the body somewhere is around here at 914. You will wait for it to come here, take some resistance, and if it goes down, then you will short. Okay. Jay Kumar says you will wait for it to cross the low of which candle? You will wait for it to cross the low of which one? You will wait for it to cross the low of this one, this one, this one, or this one. Okay. If आप लोग बताओ, इसका लो, इसका लो, या इसका लो, या इसका लो, कौन से कैंडल का लो आप यूज करेंगे, वो मेरे को बताइए चैट पे. येस्टरडे. ओके, तो ये सेकेंड लास्ट, तो मतलब ओके, तो सेकेंड लास्ट मतलब ये वाला लो, दैट इज व्हाट यू मीन. सो आई थिंक ये वाला लो. सो व्हाट Jay Kumar Menon will do is he will wait for this particular low to be broken and then he will short. Okay. Ashit K will look at IT is strong, so if Nifty is coming down from R1, I will short then. Suresh, I will go long as it is at support. Okay. So, Suresh will go long. He will not go short. He will go long. Okay. No one is wrong here. Eh? Everyone is like right only. Like no one is wrong. But the important thing why I'm asking you to do this is it does not that is because every time you're taking a trade, right, you need to have a proper mental framework as to why you're taking that trade. Just randomly you saw it taking it is not there. या मैंने बोला कि HCL Tech देखो ऐसा ऐसा है तो लेना है. It's not because of that. You need to have a proper you need to make up your mind properly and you need to have a proper logical reasoning as to why you want to take that trade. इसलिए मैं आप लोगों को पूछ रहा हूँ. And what I'm getting here is I'm getting some very very good reasons here. Like Ashit K has given a very nice reason. Like Jay Kumar Menon has given a very good reason. Okay. Vinayagam also has like a very good one. Yeah. Now Selva has come. Even he says I will wait till first long red candle. So Selva will sort of wait for this candle low to break. That is also a very good reasoning. Okay. So what we are seeing is that from all of you, like when we are having this open discussion, what I'm getting is we are getting multiple strategies. Okay, and multiple techniques on how we can initiate a trade, and all of them are right, but it is important to have some technique. I say like randomly. So what happens, what I see many people do is they just keep seeing this screen here. ऊपर क्या ले लो, नीचे है बेचो. We don't want to do that. We don't want to see this particular number and this particular number unless you are using a Fibonacci or GAN number. ठीक है, आप ऐसा आपने कुछ GAN का नंबर निकाल के रखा है तो आप देखो वो. Suppose you are not using any GAN number, you are not using any Fibonacci number, then base your strategy of your entry and exit on looking at this particular chart and on the basis of all of the inputs that many people have given on the chat. Okay, that is what we need to do. So as of right now, I think the consensus that I'm getting over here is that we will have to either wait for this to break or this to break. ठीक है, तो ये वाला मेरे को जय कुमार ने बोला था, ये जय कुमार मेनन, और ये was what Selva told me. Okay, so this is what I got, and I saw who else said Suresh is actually going to go long from here. So ये जो long है, that was a call of Suresh. So let us see. So depending on, nobody is right or wrong. Okay, important thing and the good thing is all of you guys created some strategy. Okay, and as long as you're creating and going about this whole thing in a strategic manner, you will always be a winner. Okay, so that is a very good thing, right? So yes, we have done a lot of discussion on this one trade, most discussed trade ever on this live. Indigo, if it crosses R4 and can sustain buy as already open above H4. Oh, okay, great. Indigo open above H4 on camera. I have told you people many times, okay, that open above H4 जो है, a stock that opens only above H4 is very positive, because right, the opening price action only is like really good. Open above H3 में normally क्या है, बहुत सारे items आ जाते हैं, but open above H4 always has limited items. Okay, and Indigo is there. Berger Paint, Asian Paint also is there, and Pidilite also is there. Like twice Pidilite, Berger Paint, Asian Paint there because of crude. Because crude has fallen. So all of these stocks have correlation with crude. Indigo also is one of the stock that is correlated. Okay. Now what is very important to see is एक बार open above H4 आता है ना, we want to see the scores of Camellia going up. Score of 1, 2, 3 उसमें आना चाहिए, because only then it means that gap up and follow through मिला है अपने को. Okay. So वो अपने को देखना है, और वी नीड टू लुक फॉर गैप अप विद फॉलो थ्रू, एनी वन ऑफ दीज टू. तो इंडिगो, पिडिलाइट, बर्जर, एशियन पेंट में जाके देखते क्या स्कोर है ऊपर. यहाँ पे इंडिगो है, let Asian paint is 1, so Asian paint is something we can see. Deepak Nitrite also 1, Berger paint also 1, हाँ. तो Asian paint and Berger, Indigo score of 3 भी आ गया, वाह वाह, सबसे first, and all 3 green dots. So excellent spotting here, and let us now go and let us write Indigo. And when I write Indigo, what do I see? I see that Indigo has already, my trade in Indigo is already active. So now how do I get levels for my trade in Indigo? It is very simple. I just go here on the levels tab. I see that Indigo ka price is 1746. Okay, 1746 is the price of Indigo, and I will go here and I will write Indigo, and I have 1743 H6. Okay, तो daily का H6 भी उसने अभी क्रॉस कर दिया. So I don't have any levels on my daily. So what I'll do is I'm going to go from daily, I'm going to go to weekly, and once I go to weekly, I have 1789 as my weekly H5 level. So if I come here, I have 1789, ये वाला level है around ये 1789, ये लेवल तक उसका जगह है इन इंडिगो फॉर इट टू गो अप. ओके, इफ यू वांट टू सी इन कैमेरा, you can see in camera also 1789 is the next level that we'll see. So that is how we'll do it. We'll see it has opened, we've got a higher score. It is sustaining above, it is sustaining above H4, it is sustaining above its open as well. Okay, so that was Indigo. Next, let us look at Asian Paint. Let us go to Asian Paint, and what do I see in Asian Paint? See, now Asian Paint and Indigo में बहुत difference था. Indigo opened and we got follow through in Indigo upwards, but Asian Paint में what happened? वो खुला, immediately red candle आया और अभी वो नीचे आ गया है. ठीक है, so we will, so Asian Paint, and उसके बाद let us see Berger Paint, and I find clearly Berger Paints looks better because it is on the verge of, it is breaking its 5-minute first 5-minute candles high. So Berger Paint looks better than Asian Paints for sure. Next, let's look at Deepak Nitrite. Deepak Nitrite again, see, opened above H4 but could not sustain. So see, when it opens above H4 and it cannot sustain, right, mainly that happens because of a gap. And whenever that happens, so वो H4 के ऊपर ओपन होता है, पर जो भी मूवमेंट था ना, वो सारा का सारा like in the gap it got eaten up. Okay, so that is something that we need to see. Okay, so that is something that we always need to see when we are looking at open above H4. But the ones that give follow through, they end up performing very, very well. So Indigo is one of those items that is giving follow through today. So 1789 is what we can see, look for in Indigo. So that is one stock that you can track, and I see that Jinay Dedia is in the stream today, and Jinay is the man who has identified Indigo. So very good job, Jinay. I want you to track this particular trade and tell us. Okay, Jay Kumar says fuel prices are falling. Yes, that is like I said, crude is correlated with these stocks, so yes, we might see some reaction happening. Yeah, and what else do we have in open above below H4 में और क्या है? Let us go back to heat map and let me go down. Open above Indigo, Pidilite, Berger, Bharti, Havells. Okay, Havells, Asian Paint. Havells देखते कहाँ पे? Where is Havells? Let me go and let me write Havells. Okay, so I don't think Havells really lived up to the billing after it opened. So let us go and check out what happened in Havells today. Let me look at Havells. So another interesting thing happening in Deepak Nitrite. If it takes support at H4 and does not break H4, Deepak Nitrite will become a buy on dip candidate then. Let us look at Havells. ये देखो Havels तो H4 की नीचे जा रहा है. It seems to be struggling here again. Even in Havels, it opened up, went up, but the first candle itself could not sustain. Okay, so when the first candle cannot sustain, it is a sign that most of the action got over in the gap. Okay, in Indigo, but see in Indigo we saw that it gap up हुआ यहाँ पे और उसके बाद फॉलो थ्रू भी आया और ऊपर सस्टेन भी कर रहा है. ठीक है, दैट मीन्स दैट उसमें हवा नहीं निकल गया, खुलते हवा निकला नहीं, मतलब हवा बाकी है थोड़ा. ये बाकी सारे आइटम है, ओपन में हवा निकल गया उसका. ठीक है, और क्या है बर्जर. पीडीलाइट है ऊपर किधर, पीडीलाइट दिख रहा है अपने को अबाव H4 में. पीडीलाइट 2. ओके, चलो लेट अस चेक आउट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन पीडीलाइट में जाके देखते हैं व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन पीडीलाइट इज द बेस्ट ऑफ द लॉट. ये देखो आया वो ऊपर. ओके, देखो whenever you're going to have some we're going to have a gap up where we're going to have an opening above H4 with a gap, you are going to see a red candle first, क्योंकि some people will escape. जो भी अर्लियर डे में आए थे ना BTST वाले, वो लोग निकलेंगे ही अपना पैसा लेके. बट द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज H4 को तोड़ा नहीं और उसमें फ्रेश मूवमेंट अभी आ रहा है. तो पीडीलाइट अनदर वेरी गुड स्टॉक टू सी फ्रॉम ओपन अबव H4 टुडे. सो पीडीलाइट एंड इंडिगो, these are the two stocks that you need to track from Cameria. Let me write Pidilite now. Recent value कितना है 2287. 2292 is H6. So H6 is almost there. We are almost at H6 on daily. Okay, 2292. So 2287 is the recent price that we also saw over here. That it told us here. So 2292 almost मतलब वो आ ही गया. So it is too close. So what we'll see, like what I told you always, if you're not getting levels in daily, move to weekly. So from here we can move to weekly, and once I move to weekly, what I see H3 is 2285. Okay, weekly H3 is 2285. So we are at 2285 already at weekly H3 already, and H4 is 2318. Weekly H4 is around 2318. तो yes, weekly H4 level यहाँ पे आ रहा है ऊपर, इतना ऊपर आ रहा है. So yeah, so if it sustains above this level right now, what will happen is it will go above its weekly H3 also, and once it crosses its weekly H3, weekly H4 at 2318 can be your next target. So yeah, that is the thing, is that when you're using Cameria, you get far more levels. So your range of people who are active, who are the range of trading that you can do is much more. For people who want to do, like many people ask me that I should use Cameria pivots or Fibonacci pivots. It's the same thing. Okay, same ही चीज आपको दिखाई देगा दोनों में. It is up to you that what ones you want to use. But if you want to take a more simpler Fib pivots is slightly more simpler for people who are doing a little more advanced trading, or you have reached a point where you're doing very hardcore intraday trading. So in that case, for you guys, Cameria is better. For people who are little more in the beginner stage, आप लोग अभी भी सीख रहे हो, and you don't trade so much, and you don't analyze much, तो then R1 R3 वाला आइटम आपके लिए थोड़ा और easy पड़ेगा. ठीक है, so that is what you do, because Cameria में we have many more things also, like open above H3 H4, we have rejection, we have breakouts. Okay, all of these things are there. Even in Fibonacci you have rejection. That is something that we go into when we are little more advanced, like in our training programs, technical analysis वाले जो training programs होते हैं, like 7 steps, we teach a lot of strategies there, even in Fibonacci, called U-turn. What is U-turn? U-turn is R3 breakdowns and S3 turning. When a stock turns down from R3 and turns up from S3, you can we have various strategies. Using that, you can sell call options, you can sell put options, you can do all of these things. So ये सारे जो चीज है, they are little more advanced. Okay, so for people who are little more advanced, you all can do that. But for people who are like a little more on the basic side, you have recently started trading, you have recently started learning technical analysis, then maybe Fib pivot level 1 strategy, all that will be a little more easier for you all to adapt. Okay. Booked 40,000 profit in HCL Tech. Thank you for the lovely discussion. Superb. Congratulations, Suresh. And I think we can now go to HCL Tech chart and we can see, and let us go here and let me see here that okay, so the proud winner of this entire movement is clearly Suresh. So congratulations, Suresh. Superb. And it is a great and it is great that you managed to book 40,000 profit in this. It's a small move, but no, it's not a very small move. It's a decent size move, almost around 1%, 1.5% up. So yes, it's great stuff. Superb. So that is what you and now okay, now the next question to all of you. ये इसने यहाँ पे सपोर्ट लेके टर्न ऊपर मार लिया, ठीक है, एंड ऑन टॉप वी हैव प्रीवियस डे हाई एंड वी हैव द प्रीवियस डे हाई एंड R1 level seems to be taking resistance here. So will you sell here now? Will you take a fresh shot here, or will you take a fresh shot like you originally said over here? So what will you guys do? Please tell me now. आप अगर लाइक यहाँ पे करोगे अभी शॉर्ट कि आप लाइक यू ओरिजिनली सेड आई विल शॉर्ट बिलो this level and this level, what will you guys do? Please now tell me on the chat. Yes, the only person who took long and won it. So the people who did not go long, clearly your view was that it is going to come down. Okay, now the fact that it has gone up and it seems to be taking resistance there, will you short here or will you stick to your original plan? Jay Kumar will stick to his original plan. Okay, so Vinayagam's original plan was to short at 900 and I think what you said 914 or 915, 916. Okay, so your plan is to short now. So Vinayagam is already going short now. Okay, I remember what you had said was you will wait for it to take resistance over here and then you will short. Okay, it did not take resistance here, it moved up, but it is coming back down now. So that is where you are going to short. Ashit is saying IT sector is stuck in pivot, so can short depending on that whether it clears. Can short now at 915. Okay, so Ashit will short now. Jay Kumar Gujjar will stick to his original plan. What about Dinesh? Dinesh is going to wait for this particular candle to close, and after this candle closes, he will short. So, okay. So let us look at now. Abhi fresh contest. Okay. I think Selva has already gone short. No, that was not Selva. That was Ganesh. Okay. So Ganesh has already gone short over here. Dinesh is going to wait for his particular candle to close and then go short. So that is where Ganesh and Dinesh are. Over here, I think Jay Kumar Menon again is over here. Okay, so he will wait here. And who was here? Like यहाँ पे Gujjar. Jay Kumar Gujjar will also wait for original plan to short over here. एक G डालता हूँ यहाँ पे. Who else was there? Ashit will also short now, so Ashit also is here. Okay, तो Ashit भी यहाँ पे. ठीक है, तो three people are going to short right now at the current level. Okay, we have a new person and that is Ranjan. Ranjan is a very accomplished neo trader. Good to see now Ranjan entering this particular competition. And Ranjan will short below 905. So I'll put Ranjan over here. Okay. S Ranjan को मैं यहाँ डालने वाला हूँ. हाँ. Selva, it is already moved half and I would like to stick with first red candle low. Selva also is going to be here. Selva is here. Okay. Joe is on the I'll put Joe over here because he's gone and he's bought now. So you bought it now. So Joe is actually having a bullish view. Ashit is going to wait for CNX IT. Okay, so Ashit is not there. He's going to wait. Okay. Who else is there now? Who else wants to enter this competition? Come on. और कौन है? Who's going to be entering the fray now? Dinesh हो गया, Joe हो गया, Jay Kumar is over, Ganesh is over, Selva is over, Jay Kumar Gujjar has put, Ashit has put, Suresh has already won the first competition. Yeah. Who else? I'm waiting. One more entry we need. उसके बाद क्या करेंगे? We will go and we will check out the chart of CNX IT to see what is happening. ठीक है? ये मैं ऐसे ही रखने वाला हूँ. And let me see if I can open in new tab. नहीं, ये new tab में नहीं खुलता है ना. I will have to. Oh shit. Let me do HCLT. This is where we are. Okay. Here we are. Here we were like this. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think all the entries are in. So this is where everyone are. I'm going to take note. Everyone's entries seem to have come in except for one person, Ashit. So let us go and check out the chart of CNX IT. And if I go and write this Nifty IT, and what do I see in the chart of Nifty IT? I see that Nifty IT chart is stuck inside CPR. Okay. So depending on that, Ashit is going to take. So if it breaks up from here, then Ashit will not short. But if it breaks down from here, then Ashit will go and short. Okay. That is also one strategy. And let us go back here. Yeah. So okay. So want to do more analysis on CNX IT? Let us do. And before that, I want all of you all to do one thing. Please go and hit the like button, guys. Please go and hit the like button. And like this particular video. Everyone who's here, please go and like the video. The person who won the competition, Suresh, you go and like. People who are still taking part, go and like. People who are not taking part, also go and like. People, anyone and everyone who are here watching this video, please go and like the video. Like right now. Okay? Like right now, I want all of you to go and like it. Here we have a very thick cloud ahead of us on the CNX IT chart. My God, this is a huge cloud that is there here. Okay. So when we have a thick cloud, it becomes difficult to cross that. And I see our IT sector has gone and taken resistance on this TSKS lines, and it is coming down. Okay. So that is very the no doubt that on the daily and weekly time frame, the IT sector still the CNX IT very much is still bearish. Okay, there is no doubts about that. Okay, and when I go on the weekly chart, it is moved. If it moves a little lower, what will happen? The KS line will also come below the cloud. Okay, that will also happen here, and the CS line also will be out. Okay, so the weekly also is bearish only, and the daily also is bearish, like we can see here. And if I go to the lower time frame, what do I see on this lower time frame? That it is stuck inside the CPR. So there are two things that can happen here. If it breaks out of the CPR, maybe we can think that okay, it moved above its pivot. But if it takes resistance and either remains inside the CPR, or it takes resistance and comes out from the CPR from down, if it exits the CPR from the lower side, yeah, we can look for some more, bearishness. Okay. All right, so that is what you can do. Let us go back to the Nifty and see what is happening on the Nifty. Again, what I told you that needs to happen on the Nifty in the morning it is, it is still not gone above R1. I told you that it needs to move above R1, so pretty much no trading here. Even in the bank nifty, nothing much really in the bank nifty as well. Okay, so it did not cross the morning high. Okay, so let us see if it takes support on the CPR and it then moves higher. All right, okay, so all of you people who are here, I want to tell you one thing now. Okay, today is the day of Guru Purnima. So on the day of Guru Purnima, what we want to do is we want to felicitate our Guru, who is our technical analysis Guru, Dr. C.K. Narayan, who is the founder of our company and who is considered to be the father of technical analysis in India. So on the day of Guru Purnima, I want to felicitate our Guru, Dr. C.K. Narayan, for teaching us everything about technical analysis and also for creating this wonderful Neo Trader software. Yeah, and I want all of you guys also, all of you people, all of you Neo Traders, all of you people using Neo Trader, you have Dr. C.K. Narayan to thank, because he is the man, he is the creator of this entire platform, of this entire community. So I would request all of you to pay homage and to sort of felicitate our Guru Dr. C.K. Narayan today in whatever way you want to do. If you want to go and write on Twitter, do it on Twitter, do it on social media, write on our Telegram group, Profit Makers, or write on our WhatsApp group, wherever. But today is the day we are going to be, paying respect to our Guru, all right? Okay. With that, we will come to an end of today's session. Once again, go and like that particular video, and again, we will and keep analyzing the market and keep analyzing the stocks in the way I showed you, and it will ensure that all of you people will be always on the right side of the market and the right side of your trades. Every day you might not make money, but most days you will end up making money. Okay, with that, I have reached the end. I can see now people writing on the chat as well. Thanks to all my gurus, legend, happy Guru Purnima to entire management and team of Neo Trader, everything. Awesome. That is great. Happy Guru Purnima. I'm seeing a lot of messages come on the chat. Really nice of all of you. And thank you so much for all the support and the love that we get from you. And thank you so much for being so interactive on the chat. Because you guys are interactive on the chat, it makes us also more active, and it makes us also do more sessions for all of you. Ramesh has said happy Guru Purnima. Great. Thank you, Ramesh. Thanks, Suresh, Joe, Vetri, Arjun, Clinton, everyone, Anand Gokhale, Vinayagam. Superb. All of you, thank you so much. And with that, I have reached the end of today's session. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Till then, have a very great day of trading ahead, and we will meet again in tomorrow's session. Thank you so much, and have a nice day. Bye.